The game is it's on Saturday. I'm
Well,
not sure.
20s.
Yeah, I don't know what time.
I'm pretty sure they said it was the 25th on the game itself, and then Canada was playing on the 26th.
Well, I'm going to a dinner with my parents.
Let's pull up the website. Take
So I'm not going to be able to watch it live. So we're not going to be able to do a show. But I don't even know what time the game is.
Here,
No fucking
I'm just going to
clue.
share the screen so that way you can see it.
I'll just watch the replay.
I'm on the U20s page.
All right. The fuck? The game's in 2 days, dude. How hard is it to fucking get this information in?
Guys,
What the fuck? When are they going to wait a couple hours before the game to put the date, match, venue, and broadcast up? Yeah, this is the problem, right? This is the fucking problem.
You're gonna do her. Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?
Wasn't me, coach.
Welcome to the straight red card. Get off our lawn.
Welcome to the straight red card.
oh no. I messed that up at the beginning.
Oh yeah, did you hear me scream in the middle? Like
I clicked on it, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't click on it looking at us.
Yeah.
And I clicked off of it, and you go, what? And then I clicked back on it.
It happens. Oh, we did have somebody email us. I think I got to
So
forward that
mighty.
too. He wants to help us professionalize the show a bit. I mean, I like
We're
the
already
ideas.
super professional.
I love the ideas he had. But I mean, we'll see. We'll have like a Zoom with
Under the table hand jobs. Is that what it is?
No. This isn't like a Hark situation here.
Oh.
All right. Welcome to the straight red card. The only soccer show that includes me, Michael, the third cameraman, in the intro. Pro tip: if someone says pull my finger, don't do it. They fart. All right. That's true. Oh, by the way, I have to get to this. The number of people. So when I rewatched the show, just to make sure I didn't send anything completely catastrophic, and we had the chat on within 3 hours last time after the show went up, which was great because usually
Working our way up.
it usually takes like 8 hours.
Yeah.
I noticed how many people thought I was really upset and angry or even whatever. I'm not, folks. That's just how I am. I'm a high energy son of a bitch who's loud.
Wait until his parents realize that he's actually punched holes in the wall behind the man and the woman pictures. Not going to be happy.
No.
What the fuck, Derek? Jesus.
That's where I hide my weed. Anyhow, when I visit. But, I'm not angry. Just to allay everybody's fears. I'm having an actual really good time. I never even reach angry. Not even close. Like, I'm having a good time. So, just so you know.
David's got you pinned down, man. It was passion.
It's just passion. Yeah, I'm allowed. I am German. I am half German. I don't know about you, but when my grandfather...
I'm not half German.
I know you're not. But I wasn't talking to you. But when I would wake up in the morning, like I'd come to visit for Christmas, my grandfather would be visiting from Germany, and I'd get up at 9 a.m. to go to breakfast, and my mom and my grandfather, they're so loud. It's like blah 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 blah. It's like, oh, I have a hangover from the night before.
6 a.m. Get up.
Can we be
Must
quieter?
be efficient with your day.
Oh, and my grandfather did not like when my girlfriend came with me, Heather, and we stayed in the same room, guest room. He's like, he thought that was blasphemous. They're not married. He's so old-fashioned German. And my mom's like, oh, shut up. And she said that in German, of course. Leave him alone. I understood what she said, though. All right, so that's that. And that's the last show. Oh, the other people who said understanding curling's really easy. No, it's not that I don't understand the whole concept of the sport, like get it close to the middle. It's just the whole sport itself is fucking weird. It's a weird sport.
I think I explained it perfectly. It's shuffleboard on ice.
It is. That is what it is. It's a little more complicated than shuffleboard.
Yeah, no, you got a broom and you can speed it up and slow it down if you want.
Yeah, you got and change the direction and change the spin. And then you have some chick or dude who has to like let the rock go, right? And it's like, wow, that's not going to go anywhere. Oh yeah, it will. It's ice. It's going to go on forever. I don't know how anybody like learns the skill, because you would imagine ice of different rinks would be different, but anyhow. And so you'd have to, I guess it's like golf. You know,
It's like how they approach and they release it, and they do it ever so gently too.
Yeah,
then it just glides.
And sometimes they add a slight turn because that provides a curl. That's the name of the sport, curling. And then you can use the brooms to make it curl either more by cleaning one side of the, what do they call that thing? The pill, and not cleaning the other. The curling thing.
Taking the pill?
It's called a rock, right? A rock. The curling rock. That's what they're sliding. The rock. I believe it's a rock. Well, you can tell I'm an expert already.
You know more than me, unless you're just that good of a bullshitter.
Oh,
Could be a bullshitter, I guess.
we got to explain the whole Matt Miazga kick the dog story again.
Well, we got new people coming into the community every day.
All right. We're guilty. We did it, but we were kidding around. At the time, I think, Miazga was coming off of being a regular in the 23 guy for Greg. And then
regular starter.
And then what did I say? He went off to a supposed wedding in the middle of one of our windows, which I found very odd.
It was the nation. It was the Nations League window. He had a window. He had a wedding. He went to a family wedding that he went to in the beginning of it, so he missed the opening friendlies. And then he came back, and all of a sudden, Mackenzie took a starting spot. And at that point, even looking at the Costa Rica game that came after it, he didn't play a single fucking minute. And hasn't played a single minute since.
And what did I predict at the time?
You predicted that, I don't know, he had sex with Berhalter or something like that.
I said either he's kicked his dog and upset Greg by kicking his dog, or there's something there's something foul in the state of Denmark. So that's some Shakespeare for some of you motherfuckers. All right.
People are hoping that Miazga goes back to Burnley and reconnects with the company. That'd be fun.
Yeah. I mean, could happen.
He's got to find a new club here soon. I mean, Chelsea's going to loan him out again. So.
Just don't go to France or goddamn Spain. Don't go to those two.
I wonder if Chelsea's going to hold on to him until they officially transfer Pulisic out for De Ligt.
Well, I hear he's tied up in their basement, their dungeon right now. He's chained up there until they can find him a new loan.
Well, ESPN FC is already predicting the Chelsea lineup.
Oh, and by the way, Pulisic was one of the 4 models that revealed the new Chelsea kits today.
Look at that.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so why would they do that if they were going to get rid of him, unless they're using him for some last-minute cheap commercial.
Quickly, buy our jersey.
Yeah. Okay, this is all could happen. I mean,
very possible.
He has an asterisk by him because, he's not there yet. And good luck getting De Ligt.
Yeah.
And Rafina, yeah. I mean, if I'm Leeds, I don't, unless Rafina really hates playing at Leeds, I'm not sure I really want to let him go. But I guess they don't have much choice if they get offered like a big stack of cash.
I mean, nothing else about this lineup surprises me. This is legitimately what we expect.
Very possible. Yeah.
I mean, outside of the league, we'll see what happens there. But everything else is fine as long as everybody's healthy.
Unless they get a Ronaldo to play striker. Then Havertz might have to take a back seat. But, it's too early to tell. I think that Jesse would like to hold on to Rafina. But then again, when I look at their deficit right now, Leeds' income starting before the window was 53 million to spend. Their expenditures so far have been 116 million. So their balance currently is 62 million minus in the deficit. So they're going to have to get that 62 million somehow. And I don't know how you get it. I mean, if they're worried about getting back into the black, if they're not, They could just stay in debt, I suppose.
Back in black. Yep.
Yep. Rafita isn't American enough for Leeds. Yeah, well, there aren't.
Yep.
There are only 2 Americans there. We're going to
Well, I mean, and rumors have it they're looking into picking up Richards.
I've heard Richards. I've heard Pulisic today, for Christ's sake. And I'm like, what? Come on. I don't think so. So, this is the crazy season. You hear all kinds of wacky stuff, and even guys that you used to be able to rely on, like Manuel Veth, say some weird shit on transfer market, and you're like, really? They said that? You're hearing whispers of that? I will get to that later. You believe those whispers? Spencer Daltrey, thank God. Glad to see ODLT. Sounds like a burger at McDonald's in a more technical league with players to actually combine with.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Celta Vigo would be a good place to go.
Hey, currently Celta is sitting 5th in the La Liga.
Who?
Celta.
Oh, Celta?
Yeah,
okay.
They're currently sitting 5th.
Yeah, because they haven't started playing and it's in alphabetical order. Am I right?
Well, there is that too. But we can't take it away from them. Good work on the Celta. Keep it going.
I think it's interesting. I think unlike Hoppy, who apparently couldn't speak much Spanish before he went there, that's not going to be an issue for Luca De La Torre. He'll probably understand the sort of Hispania culture too. So I think, he should adapt pretty well. And then when he makes a cross for us to a teammate who's got a sitter to score, they'll actually score. Yeah. Unlike the current team at Heracles, which was made up of a bunch of fucking clowns.
Look at that look. He's saying, get me the fuck out of here.
He's a tough motherfucking looking kid for being 5'8" or 7 or whatever he is.
He's got big balls. Big balls.
I'll fuck you up. He kind of looks Greek almost, doesn't he? He looks
a little bit, yeah. No, a little bit.
Like those old Greek statues you'd see of the former emperors and all that shit.
It's up a little chiseled chin.
Yeah, he looks very Greek. Which he could be. I mean, the Roman Empire.
Picture doesn't go down far enough. You can't tell if he's Greek or not.
Not Greek. I mean Roman. Sorry, Roman Empire.
You say potato.
God damn it. I mean, I guess you could say the Greeks too. What the fuck is wrong with my brain? Yeah, he looks like one of the Roman Empire, Roman emperors or something. The chiseled stone things. But yeah, the Romans were everywhere, so it's possible. Matthew Hoppy learned Spanish from the Taco Bell menu. Well, we got to get you so far.
Grande.
Grande, yeah.
Grande, eh?
Taco, burrito. That's not going to get you very far. Oh, boy. All right. So,
he's calling plays. He's like, hey, we're going to call this play the Grande Burrito.
Yeah, that would help if they did that with him.
And everybody else is looking at him going, what the fuck are you saying?
Hey, man, that's how I learned. But I do think he knows how to speak Spanish. I actually do. So, anyhow. We'll probably get into Chelsea more again, but because there's still so many goddamn rumors going on. But if we don't, oh well, no big deal. I still have no idea if this man will be in Qatar or not. Why don't you have an idea?
And even he's going, what? Are you serious?
Right.
Of course I'm not going to Qatar.
How much evidence do you need? So let's say, you wake up one morning and you go into your cabinets and all your fucking Dorito bags have been eaten up and nibbled on, and you got little pebblets of poop in there. How much evidence do you need to know that you've got mice? How much evidence do you need to know that Brooks ain't going to the World Cup? It would take a minor miracle for that to happen. So
yeah, Chambers, I agree. I would accept just knowing who he's going to play for at the club level at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. We don't even know that much yet. And as far as rumors go, there really haven't been a lot. There have been more rumors about Richards going to Southampton than Brooks going anywhere.
Yeah, there was talks about Brooks going to Hoffenheim, I think, if I recall correctly.
That was the start, but that never.
And then there was talks of him going. We brought this one up. I brought up. I'm like, hey man, he could go to Leeds on the free. I mean, there you go.
Yeah, they wouldn't really consider him like an American.
Yeah, no.
So he probably could get away with that. Although at some point, if Marsch starts the season 0-6, he's out right away. He's done. He can't do that. So, and if you have, it'll be worse the more Americans he has. The fans will turn on him quickly. They will turn on him. He's going as a fan, maybe cheering on Germany. Yeah, at best.
Ouch.
And I seriously doubt he's going to go at all. Because why would you spend how many weeks in a country where you can't drink inside the fucking stadium?
Do I still have that one pulled up here? Yeah, here we go. Qatar World Cup stadiums are set to be alcohol-free with beer sales outside arenas only allowed before and after some matches.
And I don't know if he's married or not or whatever, but
no hookups, no one-night stands.
Yeah,
definitely no dude on dude, girl on girl.
Yeah, definitely none of those things.
Jeez.
So yeah,
I mean, this is just turning into the funnest World Cup ever. And you tack on the fact that all the stadiums are built by slaves, and
you can't even get stoned.
Oh my God,
you can't even get stoned or drunk to forget.
You don't even want to bring up the word stoned. Why would you do that?
You can't do anything to sort of numb yourself to the reality that you're in a country that has a horrible record on human rights. Like, at least if you let them come and watch and drink and smoke weed or whatever drug they want to take, they'll forget about the bad parts and just enjoy the tournament.
It's fucking made from honey, guys. I swear to God, leave me alone.
I'm just telling you.
It's honey, I swear.
But it's over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen, obviously. So
we're a couple months out now. Of course it's going to happen.
This is going to be the best World Cup ever, isn't it?
The best.
Yeah. Okay. So he's saying what we're saying. Yeah.
The best.
But of course they'd already bought the tournament, so there's nothing we can do.
Everybody's going there. They're going to be sober.
Yeah.
They're going to be weeks on end without having sex. I mean, come on.
No.
What could go wrong?
No tearing off all your clothes and running down and jumping in a local pool.
What could possibly go wrong?
Or any of that stuff. So no streaking, no spanking it in public, which shouldn't do anyhow, because that's like a 10-year sentence, I understand. All right, Manuel Veth, who's usually reliable. Was this ever remotely as a possibility? Rangers is like 8 levels beneath him. No shit, it is. So that is Manuel, who's reliable generally, but not always.
I mean, whispers could be wrong. Obviously, I anything he says, I'll take with a solid grain of salt there. But
I mean, Manuel, come on, buddy. We've spoken before. Can I be really honest with you? When you hear these kind of whispers, you got to wonder where the whispers are coming from.
I mean, fuck. Gio, before his injury, was like a legit starter.
He was.
Every fucking game.
Now he's going to go play for Rangers?
They're talking about a guy who's been injured for almost a year, and they're going to send him off to the Scottish Premier League? Are you serious? I mean, I know his dad played there and everything, but come on.
Yeah, this is bullshit. Manuel, this is bullshit.
Dumbest thing in the world.
This is horrible. And we like you a lot, and we like we like your website, but man, dude, I wouldn't be posting garbage rumors like this. If he ends up in Rangers, I will fucking bend over and suck my own cock on this show.
Right. It's got to be trolling tactic at this point.
Come on, because seriously,
this is ridiculous. That would be a ridiculous move, and
that would be so backwards.
What would be up with Reyna's agent at that point if he lets that go through? I mean, I would shit can him from the get go. Like, you go to Rangers, like, all right, I need a new fucking agent. This is bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm going from a regular starter in a top Bundesliga team to a top SPL team. Come on.
He says, I think Manuel's trolling tactic at this point.
Has to be.
I mean, maybe so. I mean, it's not a nice troll because, we're supposed to be. And by the way, Manuel does not that kind of comedian guy. He does not troll. All right. He is German and he does not troll. And by the way, he's also the guy that
Germans
runs.
Have great sense of humor, Derek.
No, they don't. And they do not. See, I'm not laughing. And he is the guy who runs Transfer Market, by the way. If people want to know, that's who Manuel is. He's a great guy, a really nice guy, but he's just fucking even posting those whispers were probably farts, and he just got confused because there's no way I would listen to those whispers.
Oh my God, that's rough.
It's stupid.
Rough
stupidity. I mean, Manuel's not a dumb guy. But don't post.
He's getting rumors, and he's got a site that posts potential transfer rumors. I understand him coming out and saying it, but
I don't
really start second guessing those contacts.
I really don't,
man.
I mean, if he said I have contacts,
I would
I've
expect
had
Rain to
people
be sent back to
call
MLS,
me.
sent to MLS before he goes to SPL.
If he said I had people call me and talk to me about this issue instead of whispers, then I'd be like, whoa, this is fucked up. But this is still fucked up because these whispers, which if I came to you, Brett, and I said, yeah, I've heard some whispers that there are fairies up your ass. You might want to check your asshole. You'd be like, what?
Fucking fairies? I swear, what?
Because
that came out really bad. I know.
This is like tantamount to that. That's what this is. That's what this is. So this is a very magical dream situation that, if it happens, would be the worst thing Reyna ever did in his career. Period. His ceiling is so fucking high. To go play for Rangers is like, I don't know, fishing for goldfish in a goldfish bowl. You know, it's that easy. He would be the megastar of the Scottish League. He would score goals like in droves, but it would not help him get better. And there it is, boys. Asshole talk has begun.
Only 21 minutes in, guys.
Well, it was fairies and assholes. So, all right. So, where do we got more stuff to do before we get to Adams?
Yeah, I mean, we could. You want to do some of the questions on Twitter?
Yeah, let's do some Twitters.
Twitter.
And thank you guys for sending in your Twitters, your tweeties.
That's way too much. Way too much. Let's make it look real.
That's what she said. All right.
Hey, way too deep. Too
Sean
high.
Weeks.
What does that mean?
What?
Sorry, it's a reference from Major League. There we go. Yeah. It's too high. It's too high. It's a home run. And they're looking at him and go, too high? What does that mean?
I don't remember that part, and I've seen the movie 3 times at least. Sean Weeks, if Leeds win the Premier League, what? They win the Premier League this year? I know what I'm reading it. I'm just shocked by that comment. This year, do you think they will change their colors to red, white, and blue? Well, no. I know. I get the joke now.
Let's get some more in there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
again,
not happening.
Richard. Let's get Richards. Let's get Brooks. It'll become the U.S. men's national team that Berhalter should be playing.
I think they'll need to sign Holland too, but he's already at Man City, so it's too late.
Maybe they'll send him out on loan. Who knows?
No. Let's just hope that Leeds survives and finishes somewhere in the mid-table this year.
Let's take mid-table. I'll be happy with that.
I will be happy with that. Yes, that will work for me. Mitch Jesse, he's the one with all the funny names usually. Pete's video was great in giving the positives of the transfer. Adams isn't a direct replacement. No, he is not. But more depth for Leeds, a direct replacement for Phillips. He is not a direct replacement, but more depth for Leeds in a position of need. They've made some key non-American signings like Christensen, Roca. I'm sorry, Craven and Moorhead were not signed.
Craven Moorhead? Aren't we all, Mitch? Aren't we all?
But Sinistera, that was a great signing today. I watched a bunch of his videos, and he's a really good player. Leeds lacked depth last year. Yes, they did. They did. And still, Jesse managed to save them from abomination. Oh, do you have that one? What's the one tweet from the moron guy about?
Okay. Let's.
That dude.
I know who you're talking about. Let's just scroll down.
Where he said Marsch is doomed. Leeds is going to be awful. Adams is a fucking, fluffer on porn videos.
This who you're talking about?
Yeah, Fred Baker, the infamous moron that he is. Of course, Marsch will fail at Leeds. Of course he will.
Of course.
What a negative way to start the comment. Okay, Nostradamus, since you already know, he was an overrated MLS manager, downgraded to Austria. I don't think that was actually considered a downgrade at the time.
And managing the top side in Austria?
Yeah, the best team in Austria.
Compared to coaching at the Red Bulls? Come on.
And then he failed because he never made the UCL knockouts, the Champions League knockouts. That's a failure. I don't get it. I mean, they were battling uphill. Look at their budget compared to all the other teams they played against, and actually were pretty competitive with in the knockout rounds. So, that's stupid. Yeah. How many dumb things, check marks, do you need in one tweet? So he's already got 1, 2, 3, and so he failed in Germany. Okay. All right. We'll give you that one.
He accepted it and bowed out, too.
He did. So, yep.
I give him props on that. Instead of being forced out, he's like, bro, not for me, okay?
Yeah. And he only got Leeds to 17th. You dumb fuckwad. Did you watch what he took over? The situation that team was in with all the injuries? Holy fuck.
COVID.
They were lucky to stay up at all with what they had left to play with. Come on. If you're gonna send us stuff, at least be like a rational person. Unless you're just trolling us, which you might be doing.
Could be trolling us.
Yeah, it could be. He's a bad coach. You're a bad tweeter who's bringing in bad players. You're a bad person. It's failed miserably. Get some mental help, Fred Baker.
To find out who Fred thinks that he should bring in instead of Aronson, who was scouted prior to his inclusion, Marsch's inclusion. Yep. Adams would be the only American inclusion that he's brought in.
Yep.
So
he's brought in some good guys.
Let's see what's up.
Christensen's going to be great. Roca, what a great signing from Bayern. And Sinistera, that guy, he's the real deal. Now they need a center forward to back up Jaffe or his, what's his name? Bamford, because he gets injured. This Fred Baker guy No, he's no fun at parties. He gets kicked out of all the parties. Guys, Fred gets college girls.
He does. He talks about that on Twitter a lot. He's got some nice college hoochie he goes to.
Are we sure they're in college?
Hopefully.
I hope so. Not for Fred's, but for the girls.
Usually when you lie about that type of thing, though, you're like, she's from Canada,
Usually when you lie about those kind of things, it's because you don't get any pussy at all. How's that?
No. Crazy talk there, Derek.
We can prove we've gotten pussy because we're both married and have kids. So, I mean, unless my kids aren't mine.
See, Mr. says, let me guess, he needs legit to run his offense. F out of here with that BS.
Yeah, I don't know why someone wants to be hated. Why do people like to be despised by others? Do they really think they're that much smarter? And the fact that 99% of the people that come across you disagree with you, doesn't that make you wonder for a second? Like, maybe I am a fucking idiot. Maybe I should reassess my situation. Since everyone disagrees with me, I might be wrong. Just a thought, Fred Baker. Don't let those people who say, hey, man, you just be you, Fred Baker. Don't let them urge you on because you are fucking farting, shitting all over yourself, left and right. I'd clean those drawers and start anew. Fred sits when he pisses. You heard it here first. Most of us, like when we take a shit, we piss too. So a lot of us do that as well. So I'm not worried about that part. Thoughts on Chris Richards to Leeds rumors? I don't think so. I mean, I'd like it to happen, but I think Jesse has to be careful how many more Americans he brings on this.
He's got to be real careful.
Yeah.
He may not that he would like lose the locker room, but he would lose the media and the fan base.
Yeah.
If he starts bringing in too many.
They're going to be like,
I think Richards is going. Richards has a lot of interest. I think out of Leon, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
Leon. Yeah, in France. Yeah.
I think they were very interested in him. Hoffenheim's always interested in him.
Yep.
Question is, will Bayern end up selling him, or will they loan him out again? Who knows?
Well, I mean, they got to loan him out because he ain't going to play if he stays at Bayern. And I don't think Chris Richards going into this World Cup wants to be riding that much pine going into a World Cup.
I think he's going to get loaned regardless, loaned or sold. I think staying at Bayern is a pipe dream that's not going to happen. And it's not even up to him to decide whether or not he does go out.
I mean,
he may want to get playing time. He may want to go out again back to Hoffenheim, but maybe Bayern wants to sell him at the very least. Instead of loaning him out, or maybe they'll loan him out.
We'd have to look at his contract and when it expires. So,
yeah.
I mean, if we did that and he's got 2 years left, they're going to loan him again. I mean, they're in no rush. They might even just sign him again for another 3 years and keep him on, the books. So we'll have to figure that out too. But Richard's a good player, but he's going to need to go somewhere where he plays. If he stays at Bayern, they're not going to play him this season. Maybe cup games is what he'll get, but
I think, quite frankly, for Bayern's sake, not even Bayern's sake for that matter, but I mean, I think loaning him back out to Hoffenheim will probably be the best option for all parties included. Hoffenheim clearly likes Chris. He gets playing time there. And in Bayern's standpoint, if he's continuing to get playing time at Hoffenheim, then it benefits them too. So
that reminds me of the headline I saw today. Nottingham Forest signed Richards from Bayern. And I thought, really? Awesome. And then I went and looked. It was Omar Richards. Damn it. Wrong Richards. Wrong Bayern Richards. Jesse Negron. Let me know if I pronounced that right, because I've never seen an umlaut over the E in Jesse. So is that Jesse? All right. Negron, I think I'm getting right. You guys are so handsome. Oh, thank you.
It's true. I just randomly pulled up a comment that happened to be it too. So
yeah, I mean, I was much more handsome.
Yeah,
many years ago, believe me. But I will take that compliment because I don't get them very often.
As I mentioned on Twitter today, I tend to get by on my good looks alone. So
I'm glad you had it because you're like, I tend to get by, and then you had like this long delay. Hey, man, you do you.
I tend to get by. Like I said.
You do you, brother. I don't have any problem with that. All right, where are we going next?
No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. You want to do a couple more questions, or you want to jump into it? We're 32 minutes in.
All right, Adams to Leeds.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's
too late to talk about it. It's done.
It is done. It's over. But I do have to say.
All right, guys. That was a great show. We'll see you on Monday.
Until the next time. No. It seems like the general reaction so far from Leeds fans has been mostly okay. I mean, nobody's screaming from the rooftops because they wanted Kamara instead. And instead of getting him, they got, but he's not a replacement for Phillips. He's not the same player as Phillips at all.
So I think there's a part of the Leeds population that are just simply looking the anti-Marsch population that are sitting. It's like, he's bringing in more Americans, But I think, quite frankly, most people are looking at here's a player who's played a decent chunk of change for a top Bundesliga team, and he's coming in. He happens to be American.
He played in Champions League.
You can make an argument and say, well, he hadn't played much recently for Leipzig.
Oh, someone did make that argument. Oh. You want to play that? Because I wanted to.
Yeah, I got that pulled up, I think.
I don't disagree with Stevie Nickel like a lot, but this was a horrific take by Stevie Nickel today. A really bad one.
Is it fair to say it's going to be tough for him, Stevie?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, the fact that he couldn't get a regular game last season would suggest that.
What?
Well, the question would be, is he good enough?
End of it.
Right.
And the answer would have to be, considering the games he played, he played like 14 starts. The answer would have to be no. So what part of that means that he's capable of playing regularly in the Premier League? But
he said he wasn't good enough for the Bundesliga.
Big question, I guess. Do you see this as a move up because he's moving to the EPL, or a move down because he's no longer at a team that's vying for Champions League minutes?
Well, obviously
that's the big question, because he said, well, he wasn't playing much for Leipzig. What makes you think he's going to play much in the EPL?
Well, he said he wasn't good enough for the Bundesliga. You might have missed that part.
No, I must have missed a lot of parts then.
Yeah, he literally said he wasn't good enough for the Bundesliga. So what will make him good enough for the Premier League? Now, I don't believe in a binary black and white world. So I think there are pluses and minuses. I think it's a minus that he's not going to play in Champions League. But then again, it doesn't seem under this new manager at Leipzig he was going to be able to get much playing time anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now let's be fair. When the new manager came in and took over from Marsch, he totally changed the way that team played. They only gegenpress in situationally. Whereas Marsch was like, press, attack. No, the new manager, just like the one before Marsch, said, no, we're going to go back to a sort of, at times, a possession based. We're going to press, but when we get it, we don't necessarily have to crack on the attack right away. Let's possess the ball. Because who wants to gegenpress all fucking game? Nobody. That's who. I didn't. I don't want to do that all game. So, but the fact,
I didn't really mind playing any style as long as I was playing. So
I didn't really have a problem with playing a certain style until we played in the state finals, and Ballard played a 4-4-2, and we were playing a 3-1-3-3, and they were killing us in the midfield, absolutely destroying us. They outnumbered us because our guy that played in front of the 3 in the 3-1 was really just another center back. So, we were outnumbered 4-3 in the midfield. We're getting our asses kicked all game in the midfield. And so then that's the first time I ever thought to myself, why we could have changed formation. We didn't have to keep playing this way, but it was too late. We already lost. So I just, that comment, if you want to back it up and play it again, and we'll be quiet this time, but I'll be quiet. He literally says that he wasn't good enough for Bundesliga. Listen.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, the fact that he couldn't get a regular game last season would suggest that, well, the question would be, is he good enough for the Bundesliga?
Right.
Is he, though? Is he good
And
enough?
the answer would have to be, considering the games he played, I think he played like 14 starts. The answer would have to be no.
There you go. There you go. Yes. See?
Regularly in the Premier League. But
is he good enough to play in the Bundesliga? The seasons beforehand, he had no problem playing in the Bundesliga.
Exactly. They just changed the way they played.
Yeah.
And that sometimes affects how much playing time you're going to get. Come on, Stevie.
Come on.
Don't say shit like that, dude. That just shows like you haven't been paying attention for 3 years. And the only thing
it's him pulling up transfer market and seeing that he played 14 matches last season. It's like, clearly not a constant contributor, therefore not good enough and won't be good enough for EPL.
I tell you who he could have played for last season and been a star and been one of the star players. Greuther Fürth and everybody below spot 8 and down in the Bundesliga. So don't tell me he can't play in the Bundesliga. That's a joke, right? Just because you watched the last 2 months of the season. What a joke! Come on, Stevie.
Assuming he watched it. And again, I'm giving him enough credit to have just looked up the stats, and that's about it.
Yeah, I doubt he looked it up. He had some dude at ESPN look that shit up for him. But he knows. I'm sure he watches enough Bundesliga to know that he didn't.
Does he watch enough Leipzig and does he watch enough when Adams plays?
I'm sure he does. But if he does, that's a stupid answer.
I don't know, man. There's so many games for us Americans to watch, let alone somebody who's not American and might randomly watch Bundesliga.
He is American now.
Well, I mean, come on. So.
He's only lived here for 20-something years, so yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he's
a citizen.
But he's not a USA men's national team fan, and he's not going to follow our. I mean, don't get me wrong. He might be a fan. Let me put it this way, I guess. He might want to see us do well. He's been here long enough. I don't know. But I'm just saying he probably does not follow the American players religiously like a lot of us do.
I don't think anybody on ESPN FC does except for Herc and Seb. Thank you. I think they're the only ones to do that in a sort of religious way. Twelman's on ESPN too, right? So yeah, he does too. But the whole point is as well, you got to realize when Adams gets to Leeds that he knows what Jesse wants, right? Mm-hmm. And so he's going to
be played for him at Red Bulls. He played for him at Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Now he's at Leeds.
Red Bulls. And then now he's at Leeds, and they're going to play that 4-2-3-1 that fucking Jesse loves to play, and he's going to play in that double pivot with a guy like Roca, who is going to be one of the creative half of the double pivot, while, you know, they're going to rely on, hopefully he doesn't overcommit a bunch of times, Adams to be sort of the lane closer, the guy who also shuts down counters, the guy who, you know, can win a tackle, get the ball, and start the attack the other direction. I think he's going to fit in just fine. I really do. And I just don't have any worries about it. Would Leeds make it to the Champions League if they were playing in the Bundesliga?
We kind of had this conversation off air. Kind of. Not to this extent, but kind of.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
And
I think we kind of both left it off and saying that they'd be probably mid-table.
yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd be a threat of being relegated or anything like they were in England. But it's a totally different game. Germany is a totally different game than what they play in the Premier League. It's a totally different game. It's a totally different philosophy. It's like almost comparing apples to oranges. So Stevie just lost his press badge. Oh,
Poor
did he?
Stevie. Poor Stevie.
Oh, for making that comment?
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to be pro U.S. men's national team or go home. Or go home.
Well, all I got to say is that, I mean, I don't mind criticism, but to say he's not good enough for the Bundesliga is stupidity.
It's wrong. Yeah.
But,
I mean, you can make the argument and say maybe he's not good enough for Leipzig. You can make that argument, even though he's played plenty for Leipzig.
Did he? Yeah, he played. So
But-
he
but
is
I mean,
good enough.
Yeah, I'm just saying that you can make that argument and say, well, he was playing less and less and less and less and less. So maybe he's not good enough for Leipzig. Maybe he'd be perfectly fine for 75% of the teams in Bundesliga.
Yeah, not Bayern, obviously. No, I don't think he's good enough for Bayern. But I think there are a lot of teams in the Bundesliga. He's a starter,
Sure.
especially the bottom, like the bottom
Absolutely the bottom half.
8. Yeah. So, I mean, it's ridiculous to even say that. Stevie's
It was a bad comment.
it's way too much heroin before going on live. Way too much heroin. So they signed Sinistera today. I know you might not have had the time to look at those videos, but he's going to be.
I definitely heard they got Craven and Moorhead.
Yeah,
So.
those are great players. The question is, if Rafinha goes, that really throws a monkey wrench into this whole thing. If you lose Rafinha, there are really no other proven right wingers on this team. Because Jack Harrison plays left wing.
What like in a 4-3-3?
No, in a 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1.
So right midfield, right wing, whatever you want to call that position. Rafinha plays it currently.
Okay.
And there's only now they got Helder Costa back.
Aronson could play it. Could.
Who?
Aronson could play it.
Could, but I think in this spot he might play like in the middle of the three.
Sure. I mean, that's what he played for. That's what he played at Salzburg. So it makes sense.
Right.
I'm just saying though, he's definitely played the wide role at the U.S. men's national team. So I'm saying he could play it.
He could. You do have Helder Costa coming back from Valencia after a loan, and he did have a rough 2022, but he did play in 8 of the last 18 games before he left for the loan to Valencia. He now plays for Angola, but in 2021, when he did play for Leeds, he played 22 games. He had 3 goals and 3 assists. Now, Helder Costa was at one time thought of as like the next best great player, right? Hasn't really quite worked out. He's like, I think 27 now, maybe 28. And so he's coming back. You're going to have to hope that guy can fill some back in the depth, right? At the right winger spot or the right midfield spot. So, I mean, if Rafinha goes, it gives you some money to work with. The question is, how much more are you willing to spend? And who are you going to get at this point? Because a lot of the hottest center forwards, they're not going to get the lick. No.
What?
Yes.
What?
Too many Americans. It's 2 players. What the fuck are you guys on? Who? What?
That's definitely a talking point. Quite frankly, the only reason why we bring up
Is somebody else in the chat saying that?
I don't know. I haven't gone back.
Or is he saying we're saying that?
We could be saying that.
No, we're not saying that. We're saying two players that's about right.
Well,
any more than that, kind of an issue.
Well, the issue is that if he continues to bring in American players, that's just a talking point for the pundits and the people who are hating on Marsch already.
Mostly the supporters will turn on the team and turn on Marsch. If they start off the season rough, and we've got 5 Americans playing on the team, there's going to be an issue.
The funny thing is if you look at the nationalities of all the players on the roster, I mean, obviously the English dominate. Makes sense, obviously. But then everybody else has
League, that's rare, actually.
Well, no, not for a bottom half team.
If you want to go watch English players in England, you got to go watch the championship. Yeah.
But I'm saying the rest of the team is pretty much like 2 players from every nationality known to man. You know, they have 2 from this country, 2 from that country, 2 from this country, 2 from that country. And it is just 2 all the way down to the bottom. And then there's like a couple ones at most.
Yeah.
But so it's like, is 2 Americans too many? No, of course not.
And what am I on?
If they bring in a 3rd or a 4th, and then all of a sudden it's going to be questionable. And like I said, it's going to be a talking point for other people to have. Not necessarily that it's just too many Americans. It's just if it doesn't pan out, that's the talking point people are going to run with.
Yes, the press, the media, the supporters will go berserko and say, look at what you did. You brought in this stupid American coach. He brought in 3 or 4 of these stupid American players, and now we suck. So it's a lazy talking point, and it's on your clickbait thumbnail. Oh, shut the fuck up. What a whiny bitch. You clicked on it, you dumb motherfucker. You clicked on it. So there you go.
It is a lazy talking point, but it is one that's going to happen, is the point.
It is going to happen. There's
no
way around it.
It's going to happen with just 2 players. They're
Yes.
They're already talking about Adams and being too many Americans. Too many Americans.
Exactly.
It's a talking point.
It's already happening. So I don't know what we're just telling you reality. We don't agree with it. We're not like we want as many great Americans on Leeds as possible. I don't know what your mental issue is. This is not us saying that that we're against more Americans being on Leeds. We're just telling you what's going to happen because we're already watching it in the English media and how they treated Jesse last year. And we've already seen it in the Leeds fan base. They're already criticizing them taking Adams over Kamara. They're already complaining about it. They're already complaining about Adams. Not in droves, but there's enough. And if you think this is just a start, it's going to get worse. Okay.
Well, that's how thumbnails work, anyways. You put is not necessarily saying clickbait topics on there, but you put up talking points that are going to spark conversations. And yes, it's going to spark a conversation. And if Leeds starts off slow, guess what's going to happen? They're going to be like, "Well, does Adams deserve to be there? Does Aronson deserve to be there?" You know, it's gonna come up.
It's literally 2 things. 1, that's exactly what we're going to fucking talk about tonight, okay? And 2, in reality, that's going to be an issue for Jesse if he gets off to a rough start. And if you don't know that or you don't believe it, then just whatever. Have your own opinion. Go live in some fairy dust land, all right? That's fine. We're here talking about reality of what's going to happen if Jesse starts off rough, if things don't go as planned immediately. Because English fans, especially Leeds fans, demand performances, and they can't start off the season 0-4 or 0-5, 0-5, or 0-6 or whatever. Anyhow, don't even put dumb fucks like that up on the screen anymore. I'm sorry, dude. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. Chris Gary, like we were saying that, like that's our personal opinion. No, we're just telling you how other people feel. Chris Gary, you should put a picture of Laddie's big honkers on the thumbnail. Now that's clickbait. You mean ladies, big honkers?
Yeah.
Anyhow, whatever.
One too many D's. Maybe that's kind of a Freudian slip. Maybe he's talking about ladies with some double D's.
I think laddies. Is that what they're called? All right. So I was probably mean to that guy, and I apologize. But listen, I mean, if you're going to come on our show, just come with something real. Like we're not here to do clickbait, wanker. It's like what we're getting rich off of this. What do you think we're doing here?
I don't know.
We're having a good
that-
time.
That $2 to $4 per live stream we get, man.
Bam!
Quitting my job tomorrow.
Getting rich over here. No, we just simply put up the topic we're going to talk about. If you don't like the topic and you're like, well, that's clicky, don't click on it, dumb fucker, and then complain about it and come on the show. And then tell us that we're idiots because we don't want more Americans on the team. No, we never said that. We just said, got to be careful. It's a tenuous situation there, especially if you start the season off rough. I'm not angry either. I'm not.
You keep telling us that, Derek. You keep telling us that.
Sorry. All right. I probably shouldn't have called him whatever I called him.
I think you called him a valid listener and contributor to the show, and that you appreciate everything he brought.
That's a lot better than dumb fucker. Which is probably what I called him. And listen, it's uncalled for. I shouldn't do it. I'm just having a good time. It's just, it's like, whatever. All right. No apologies or apologies. Whatever. You pick it. What's next? Are we done with Adams? Because, I mean, that whole comment blew me away. And we were talking about
we may be circling back to Adam and some of these questions. So
I was talking about, before I was rudely interrupted by that guy, Helder Costa being on the right, being able to play that right wing, right midfield play. And after him, you've got Ivan Poveda, and he only played 341 minutes last time he played for Leeds. And Somerville, another young kid who's only played 125 minutes the whole season. So Jesse doesn't have a lot of depth behind Rafinha. And I think replacing Rafinha is the key to the team. I think that's the key. I mean, listen, Roca and Adams can do all the great, defending and cluttering the lines as much as they can. But if you can't have guys up top, and Bamford's injured again the whole season, you're screwed. So you need a center forward and you need a right midfielder, and those are the keys.
Yeah.
So
it needs some defensive help too.
Yeah. I have nightmares of Marsch making Adams captain. I don't think that never happened in Leipzig, really. So I don't think it's going to happen.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen here either. Not yet.
He would have to come out and perform like a motherfucker.
Yeah. And he does have leadership skills. I'm not saying he doesn't, but I think he just needs to settle in first.
Sure.
And find his way. And then maybe a couple seasons from now, he's the captain. When they've stayed up comfortably a couple seasons in a row. I don't think Marsch is...
One EPL and Champions League contenders.
Yeah, I mean, here Chris Gary's completely right. Marsch is not signing Americans for the sole purpose of signing Americans, like I do on FIFA. He's not doing what I do on FIFA. He's signing players that know his system and fit the system, which is he's signing guys that work with before and fit the system. It's essentially what I just said. So, yes, I think it's a good move for Adams. I think it is, too. A step up in league quality, a step down in team quality. Every player, that's good. Everyday player.
That's a great way of wording it. Step up in league quality, but a step down in team quality.
Yes.
So when we talk about whether or not it's a positive move or a negative move, sometimes it's not always black and white. There has to be some gray matter there. And I think saying that the league's an improvement, but the team's a downgrade, I think it's a good way of wording it.
Yeah, because you're not going to be playing Champions League anytime soon for Leeds. It's just not going to happen. It's going to take seasons for them to get to where you need to be. And you're going to have to spend a lot more money than they're spending right now. And right now, as far as spending, Leeds is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from the bottom. Okay. So they're not bottom as far as the overall market value of their team. Okay. They're not the worst. There are actually 6 other teams that have a lower market value of their team. And that would be Fulham, who've actually only signed 1 player so far this window. So I don't know what they're thinking, right? I mean, they're going to need some help unless they want to keep doing this roller coaster thing where they go up and down every season. Bournemouth has signed 2 players. Forest has signed 3. So that Forest is actually going out there, actually making some moves. Brentford has signed no one. This is the bottom 8 market value teams in the Premier League. Palace has signed 2. Southampton signed 4. Brighton has signed 1. And Leeds has already signed 6. And it looks like they're going to sign more. So there you go. I mean, I don't think that Leeds is done yet. And they've already signed Christensen, Adams, Roca, Diaby, Aronson, and Sinisterra. So there you go. I think they're making more effort than anybody right now in making sure they make it. Oh, by the way, everybody, I need to show you this. I'm actually wearing the Straight Red Card t-shirt. Yes. I forgot about it last time.
Look at this. Look at this. Salmon.
Oh, it's a flamingo pink titty shirt. That's what that is.
It's a true man's color. So.
All right. So we what else about Leeds right now? At least they're signing people. I got to give them credit, and I think most people so far, at least the online guys, the guys on YouTube, I watched a bunch of their shows today, and everybody seems like, I would have rather had Kamara, but I will take Adams. That's still a good signing. And Fulham lost Fabio Carvalho to Liverpool, who was a very important player last season. Yeah, they did have. They're not bringing. I went to Transfer Market and I looked at the rumors. Who is Fulham rumored to be bringing in? I got nothing. So, I mean, if you're going to run with Tim Ream and the rest of that crew next season without adding more players, especially in the midfield, some skilled players, they're just going to go down again. That's what they're going to do. Actually, Craig Burnley said of all the teams in the Premier League, not counting the bottom 3 that just got promoted, Leeds is the most likely to go down. I'm not sure I agree with that, but I understand the argument. I think there are other. I don't think Leeds is worse than Forest, Bournemouth, or Fulham. They're definitely not worse than Bournemouth or Fulham. If they're worse than Forest, that'll be, I guess, to be seen.
I mean, Marsch's style might leak goals against some teams, and they may drop points. But as a whole, I think they're going to pull in more points too.
Yes, Chris Gary. I have been a Fulham fan since 2000.
Since the Fulham America days?
Yeah. But even going back before McBride, oddly enough, when the first American went there, they called him the American Beckham. I always forget his name. He used to play left back for us in the U.S. men's national team. Blonde-haired guy, short, stocky. Played for Fulham, played for Derby. Can't remember his name. Anyhow, doesn't matter. That's when I started watching. That must have been 2000 and I can't remember. 6, 7? I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Might have been before that. No, 2002? Fuck it. All right, so I think Adams will do just fine. I'm hoping, but no one really knows, right? This could start off poor, and the leash is going to be short. You would hope it'd be a little longer since Jesse has such a great relationship with the front office, but it could go bad fast. Solid move. Richards rumored to go to Leeds as well. It makes sense, really. American owner, American manager, and now American players. They should announce Richards and Weah next. It's probably a little too much.
Hey, you said they needed a right wing, so Weah makes sense.
Yeah, I think you got to be careful about the sensitivity of the supporters and fans if you start looking like you're going to start turning the team into Leeds USA, which I'm sorry, that's probably not a good idea.
He's so lucky.
You can do it. I'd like to sign at least one more American player. I'd love Brooks to be one of the center backs. I think they need help in that area. But
Again, taking nationality out of consideration, it's a free signing. You just got to meet his salary
demands, right?
Outside of that, though, again, it's a free. There's no transfer. It's a free,
And it is his salary demands that led Wolfsburg to say, bye-bye. Yeah. Brett Winter. I think we will see Adams completely rebuild his reputation that took a hit last year. Well, at the end of the season from bad play. Some bad games. Yeah. Some from Leipzig taking a step back. Leeds still needs some help offensively, even after signing the Colombian winger from Feyenoord. They definitely do, because he's a winger. So they got nobody behind Bamford, unless you want to count Gebhardt as a sufficient replacement for Bamford. In the Premier League, for all the games they're going to play, I'd get more than Bamford and Gebhardt. I would.
I'm glad that I was able to contribute so much with my burner account.
Always, Brett. Adam Wiggins.
I mean, quite frankly, I mean, it wasn't very smart of me to name my burner account after myself, but whatever.
Well, your last name doesn't start with a W.
That's why it's just a W.
Brett Winter. I think
That's
Adam.
plausible deniability.
Yeah, exactly. Unlike somebody else. Anyhow, I think Adams will fit in well at Leeds. It was obvious that Leipzig were moving away from a system that favored him. Yes, you got it. You nailed it. He's also played with under Marsch before. Yep, that's a plus. Certainly is. Curious to know what you think is the biggest U.S. men's national team transfer in the window so far. Wow. I'm going to say it's either Adams or Aronson. I don't really have a bigger one than that. I mean, you could say
P.
Fox, but
De La Torre. I mean, yeah, P. Fox is a pretty big jump.
Yeah, that's
De
a
La
big
Torre
jump.
is a pretty big jump too.
But I guess they're not the biggest because, I mean, we don't. I
guess Aronson Leeds, while kind of was like the worst kept secret ever.
Yeah,
it's been known for nearly a year
since Bielsa was there. Yeah,
yeah. So, but I mean, that's a pretty hefty jump too. So
it is. It's a big move for Adams, and I'd say collectively Adams and Aronson because they're on the same team. They're going to be playing together. They know each other. I mean, that's going to be huge. We don't know if he's going to really end up at Celta Vigo yet.
That's the
De La
rumor,
Torre,
I guess.
Yeah. So we'll see. We're going to keep waiting, but that's one of the rumors. But here are the other rumors I've heard for De La Torre. Heerenveen, Utrecht, NEC, Rotterdam, Go Ahead Eagles, and Emmen, Volendam, Excelsior. That's like the whole bottom half of the fucking Dutch table. So I've also heard of all of those. So we'll see what happens there. It'd be great. Oh, by the way, I have to mention that James Caan died today. You know James Caan? Godfather movies. He played Sonny. You are the movie buff and you have never watched The Godfather?
I own all three of them too.
Have you watched it?
No.
What the hell is wrong with you? I thought I was the one that doesn't watch all the movies. And you haven't watched a classic.
Everybody misses a classic or two from time to time.
Dude, I'd hop on that shit right away. That's what I would do. What you're missing there is the hottest girl in the room. And you have not made a move yet. And you need to make a move. Samuel Cuts Farts. Are you guys going to have a shirt swap with Sam and Since 76 apparel? Ooh, that's a good idea, Sam.
Was the Elfstad? Really?
Yes, he was.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Yes, that does help. Thanks, David.
James Caan.
Not cool.
He was.
R.I.P., man. R.I.P.
But
I know Elf.
I know, but you don't know. Oh, my God. All right. Okay. We'll get over this, Derek. Come on. Let's move on. Brett has not watched one of the best movies ever made, Godfather. That's okay. That is okay. And people like you. Right?
I'm not a big Mafia fan.
Well, who the fuck a fan of the Mafia? That's not the point of the movie. The movie is drama. It's it's based on a historical time when the Mafia had a lot of control.
I know. The whole point of the movie is the Mafia itself. It'd be like watching I have never seen Friday Night Lights. I'm not a big football sports fan.
You never watched Sopranos?
I've seen some Sopranos. I've never actually watched the entire series.
Okay, well, all right. Well, we all have our weaknesses and faults, right? And I'm willing to embrace yours. As long as you're willing to embrace mine.
Play me like that. Yeah.
Hey,
so outside of watching The Godfather and maybe The Sopranos, you watch literally nothing else in your lifetime. That's a massive fault in its own right.
I've watched all the classics. I have not watched some of the modern movies. I
understand you've watched the classics. They came out when you were young, so it makes sense.
some of them came out when I was young, but yeah, some of them came out when I was in high school. Some of them came out when not a lot of them in high school.
Which
Some of
one
them
came out in
college.
high school? That's what I got to ask.
Yeah, there really wasn't a lot of good movies in the 80s. So,
How dare you?
I mean, there were a few, but they were all pretty bad. All right, so we're done with that. We'll think about that shirt swap. Let's see. What do we got? We got more Fred Baker? No,
it's the same one.
Okay, good.
Hold on, let me check to make sure that there's nothing else here. Jonathan Rupert asks, "Have we seen the new Beavis and Butthead movie? It's hilarious."
I've watched.
Heard it.
Well,
I've seen segments.
Chunks. Yes.
I've seen a segment or two.
Yes, and they are fucking hilarious.
So the white privilege segment.
Yeah.
That was
Pretty fucking funny, dude.
Man.
Yeah, that was pretty goddamn good. And they wrecked the cop car at the end. Oh, yeah, shit was good. Oh, by the way, Jack DeFried's made a permanent move to Venezia. He's bought. What difference that makes, I don't know. And by the way,
Venezia's still out buying American players. I was gonna say.
Yeah. Well, people asking if Lucio's going anywhere. No, he's not. He's going to be sitting put. Nobody who got promoted or anybody in Serie A is interested in Busio. Venezia is barely interested in Busio right now. So let's just put a little pause there and hope he can pull his shit back together. And what was about the one commentator who said Musa is good enough for England? That was in the chat in the last show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, he's not. I don't know what you're watching, but the English certainly don't think he is because he never got called up and they had him slated for the U23 team and the U21 team. They had no interest in bringing him to the big boy team yet. So no, I mean, he might have ended up good enough for the English national team, but why wait around if you can play for the USA? And we're going to the World Cup, and that's what most people care about.
Let's see. Izonda here has Venezia is going to become a CONCACAF team. Very possible. Very possible.
Oh, by the way, Matthew Hoppe has blonde hair now. Blonde, very short hair.
Still pre-seasoning it up with Mallorca. So
he is.
We'll see what happens. We'll try to keep everybody up to date on that.
Hey, one of your favorites, Leonard Maloney. He went to Heidenheim in Bundesliga 2. That's about his level. Heidenheim. And then Griffin Yao, the winger from DC United, also went to Westerlo to join Reynolds on loan. Is Reynolds from Roma. We'll see how that works out. And then still that deal with Middlesbrough for Stefan has not gone through. I don't know what the delay is with that, but they need to get that done. That's taking way too long. I don't know if he went in for the physical and they're like, dude, I'm sorry. Your shit's fucked up. Your back's all fucking gone off. We took the x-rays. I don't know what's going on there. So hopefully that goes through.
Congrats to Sam, Pete, and Filippo on being nominated for Best Fan YouTube Channel
by World Soccer Talk.
Good work, guys. Good work.
I'm jealous. I'm bitter. I'll have to check that out. No, we love those guys. Congratulations, guys.
Shit.
Yeah.
There was a Twitter poll as far as who was your favorite independent content creator, and it was like those three and us, and we got like 6%, which means we got like 100% of the female votes. The 100%
of everyone over the age of 50.
Yeah.
Or 42.
And most of our peeps aren't on Twitter. We know that. It happens.
Oh, well, at least we were included in the voting.
Oddly enough, it was about accurate to our subscriber counts.
Mm-hmm.
The way everybody ranked. So fair play enough, I guess.
Well, guess what? With Pete and Filippo gone for 3 weeks, Sam and our show are the only show in town on the indie market right now.
Totally going to take advantage of that.
I mean, you're also welcome to go watch those boring motherfuckers on NBC that have that show that's run by Joe Prince Wright, who's a good writer, but you probably shouldn't be hosting a podcast with those other two guys because they're snooze fest city. I mean, the good information, but boy, are they boring as fuck. I don't know what. I just don't know anything about those guys personally, outside of the fact that some of them are good writers. But podcast.
I've got information. That's all I've got going for me right now.
Hosting a radio show or a podcast is something they should not do, because that is.
Chris Gary gives us $1.99. Says, cheers, guys. Fun stream. Hoppy looks like Bieber.
He does. In fact, my contact who sent me the photos of him said, I'm not sure I recognize him. But anyhow, Hoppy will be out of there soon. He is practicing with them. Would have voted for you all.
Would have voted for us.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Sean Weeks says that it's the disrespect to not include us. I know, seriously.
Yeah.
6% is solid. More than Doyle.
Yeah.
We got the female inmate voting. Props to all y'all.
Yes. Female vote inmates.
We nailed the inmates.
Whoa.
So he just said. We got a Chris Scary vote. He voted for us.
Thank you, Chris. I would have voted for us too. I just didn't know the voting was going on.
Would have required you to remember what your Twitter password was, Derek.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is. How about you? Did you vote for us?
Yes, of course I did.
Okay, twice as Brett and as Street Record.
I quoted the vote and said, "Hey, vote twice, vote often, vote straight red card."
Yeah. All right.
We went from 1% from my vote to 6%. So 5 more people voted for us. Way to go, guys!
Awesome. Now, who are the guys holding the contest? Who are the dudes holding this, giving out the awards?
I would have to find it again. I'm not 100% positive who has it up there.
I forgot who is. It's World Soccer Talk, I think.
Oh, no. That was different. We weren't. That was the disrespect that Sean was talking about. We weren't even nominated for that shit.
Isn't there like another category of like best idiotic soccer show? We would win.
Morons who know a little bit about a little bit.
Best intoxicated soccer show podcast.
I think we've got that one nailed down.
Oh, by the way, that guy earlier on that I called all those names asked us, "What are you guys on?" Tell you what we're on. We're on some of this.
We're on a lot.
We're on.
Say the Vice.
We're on some of this. I'm on all kinds of things, buddy.
Let's see. This is projected starting 11 for Leeds. We got Yawns, Bozo. Who cares? Aronson Adams. Doesn't matter. Didn't ask. Don't care. Who? Whatever. And goalie. Oh man, USMNT burner.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna give you a follow for that one, man. That
was some funny shit. Yeah. Bozo.
Yawns. Who cares?
Aronson Adams. That's a really good one, I have to say.
That was great.
All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for tonight's show. Unless
man, this is an early one, man. An hour and 13 minutes.
Hey, man, it's a new record. And you know what? Sometimes, let's say when you're copulating with your wife, sometimes it's, an hour and 13 minutes is right where it should be. There's not always a need for a 3-hour marathon. You know what I mean? People don't need that. You need
not all the time.
You need to sleep sometimes.
Mix it up a bit.
Yeah. Brian DeMarco, what is that orange drink, though? Well, that's
literally the name. It's orange drink.
It's actually a mix of
what the fuck is juice?
The vodka and the juice. So
anybody remembers that reference?
Are you making an OJ joke?
No. The juice is a what's his face? Chappelle joke.
Oh, okay.
I want some purple drink.
Oh,
you want some grape juice? Motherfucker, what the fuck is juice?
Yeah, he wanted the
Give me some drink. It's water, powder, and sugar.
Yeah. Well, it's also an SNL skit, right? You like the juice? You want more juice?
You like the juice?
You want the more juice?
Drink.
No, I'm fine. I'm good. I have enough juice.
Drink.
Well, you don't like it, the juice? No, I like the juice. I just have enough of the juice. Oh, you want not if you like the juice, you need more juice. All right, let's kind of seriously do it. We'll be back with absolutely nothing to talk about on Monday. Or
Same thing we have every show, guys.
Yes, and thanks for all your support. And make sure you get one of these. They're badass, man. I mailed one of the XLs to Filippo, so he'll have it here soon when he gets back in 2.5 weeks.
That'd be like a sleeping shirt for him.
I know, but it doesn't even fit my fat ass. So I had to send it to somebody. So I just said, hey, you want one? Because this Beavis and Butthead one don't fit me. He's like, yeah, I'll take it. So it's in the mail, Filippo. All right.
Go down to his ankles, man.
It might.
Nighttime shirt. He just needs a stocking cap at that point. And then
Didn't
he
he
needs to
say-
take a photo of that. We need to have TSRC stocking caps.
Well, I know. I want one of those because I want the logo right here too. But the fact is, this is pretty high on the chest, the logo. So it would only drape down to his belly button, I think. So I think we'll be fine. I think he's 5'7", right? Somewhere around there. Anyhow, we're larger mammals on this show, so we need 2X and up. That's all that's going to cut it for us. Okay, until the straight right next time on the straight right card, make sure you like it, share it with your grandma, and generally spread it around like it's herpes. We'll see you soon.
And we're teammates.
Yeah, we're teammates.
I'm a good chef.
Oh, that's
chef.
sick. That's
Yeah.
sick, bro.
I can make food. Cheese as well. So.
Oh my god, bro. Yo, you gotta cook for me. Damn. Bro, I get up to cook and I just can't do it. This is tough, bro. I gotta say video games, bro. That's bad.
What about your family, bro?
I mean, yeah. Just because the way that I was living in Austria, bro, I didn't know anybody there, so like.
Of eating.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
I have so many.
Bro, I just don't even notice, to be fair. Like, but I just kind of grab it, bro. Grab a couple. There you go. Bro, this is hard.
Yeah.
I'd probably say him. I mean.
You're gonna do her. Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that? Wasn't me.